I have been in the real estate game since 2000, and when I initially started in the business, because of my previous experience and performance as a wedding photographer on occasions, thought I could do the job of saving people money and presenting properties. It was fairly early in that career that I found a company called Highshots, who showed me that they were professionals in that particular field of house photography. And that's the difference that's really happened. There are professional photographers out there that are wedding photographers. There's Ken Duncan doing an absolutely brilliant job on landscape photography and all different types. But Highshots have been very, very specialist in relation to house photography. They've got that absolutely hammered as far as how to make sure that lighting exposures, best presentation, not unrealistic, not falsified photos, but also probably the real essence of their value is how they present the home. And the story I've been sharing with people lately is that if anybody were to go to a lady and ask her to have a photograph taken, I could guarantee that 99.9% of the ladies would want to at least check their makeup, preferably do their hair, and quite often change their outfit. So if a photograph of a lady requires that sort of preparation, why would you possibly consider selling a home for hundreds of thousands of dollars and walking in and taking photos when things weren't arranged and presented in a fashion to best present the property? And that's why Highshots Photography not only are brilliant photographers, but are also brilliant in the way of styling. They offer packages where styling is not included. I haven't used one of those ever and will never. I just believe that the value of getting it to look the best it possibly can is the difference between getting numbers through the property and not. The quality of the photography, the quality of the styling can make a huge difference to your business. It virtually, when I went over to using Highshots Photography rather than did my own, the market was relatively warm, and at that stage of the game my business literally doubled courtesy of the amount of inquiry and activity that happened with it, and I had more and more vendors happy with the presentation they were finding that my properties had on the internet courtesy of using Highshots Photography. So if you aren't into it, then you need to seriously look at it. On top of that, the other values are these days with floor plans, and Highshots can also look after their needs there. I'm continually getting more and more of my buyers telling me that part of the reason they've visited and part of the reason they've been impressed is because they could see and know what it was they're buying from the floor plan. So if you're going to do a good job in a lousy market, now the market isn't brilliant at the moment, so the question I ask my clients is that in a quiet market, do you want to be poorly presented or do you want to stand out above the crowd? So the answer to that obviously is stand out above the crowd. So the vehicles that you need to use are Highshots Photography for the quality of their photography, for the quality of their styling, and for the floor plans. And the reality also is that if you're not doing video, you're doing yourself a disservice as well. I sat yesterday and listened to one of the most successful Queensland real estate agents, and he was telling me at that stage of the game close to 15% of his entire business is coming from social media and YouTube. So if you don't want to capture that part of the business, then you're missing out on a good opportunity to promote your property effectively.